Glad to have you with us from Dick Stadium in Kent, Ohio, home to the Golden Flashes of Kent State. As we'll see, the winners of 4 straight, the UTSA Roadrunners, taking on one of the top 5 teams in the conference, the Kent State Golden Flashes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking. The Roadrunners will kick it away to start us off. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Golden Flashes offense will take the field first. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable.
Oh, he's got some space. The 30. He's at the touchdown, Kent State. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football game.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Roadrunners offense will take the field for the first time. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Picked off. What a play to set him up. That kind of play can really get you going, not only on defense, but the great field position for the O at the 37.
Not the start this kid was looking for. Very first pass of the day gets picked off. This is a defense that's got a lot of ball hawks on the back end, and he's got to be real careful with his eyes, not telegraph throws like he did right there. He's going to have to settle in.
Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Unloads to the wideout. Had it in his hands and he dropped it. Thought he had another big play, an interception. He'll have to settle for the PBU. It's 2nd down. Dropping back, it's Graves. They're working that left side. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the 1st down. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Grab near the marker, it's Cherry. He's got enough for the 1st down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. The give to the back. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6. And the Golden Flashes have taken it inside the 20. Off the boot, looking for his man. Got his man on the right. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Offense breaks the huddle. It's 3rd down. Now the play fake. It's complete to the left. Picks up enough to get them 1st and 10 from the 13. The Golden Flashes have this offense rolling. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Flips it out on the screen.
Well, this offense will screen you in a variety of ways. They'll throw receiver screens, tight end screens. The running back screen also a big part of what they like to do, like you just saw there.
Here's the pressure. He's got it. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Trying to pound it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Golden Flashes.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
Getting set for the point after. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Man, it just means more in the SEC. And take a look at how things are playing out here. Louisiana is ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Jake Delhomme and Brian Mitchell, this has not been a blowout today in Lafayette. They're up by 7 over Auburn. Week in and week out in the SEC, it's a battle of attrition, and if anything big changes, you'll hear about it here.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Grabbed over the middle. It's Albright. And they pick up just a few on that completion. It'll be 3rd and long. He wants to throw it. They've got the screen set up. No sirree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one. The kick is on its way. This is a spot you see many returners try to take a chance, but not this time. The fair catch just inside the 40. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. And the pass is incomplete, but the flag flies, and there was a lot of early contact there.
Pass interference, defense.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referees caught it.
Quickly to the tight end. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Still some work to do after that last completion at 2nd down. To throw, it's Graves. Gets it out quickly. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Power football with the run. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Finds the tight end. Inside the 25. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Golden Flashes have it with a 1st and 10. Off the bootleg and rolling out. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Got it in the middle. It's Miles.
No, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch.
And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Kent State. The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target, then make the big play, get the touchdown.
And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. So they started that drive barely into opponent's territory and went 48 yards. And the score comes on a 17-yard throw for the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Backing up on the first 2 plays now to try to throw it in drive on 3rd down. Pressure coming. Going for the big play. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Roadrunners will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. Leaves it with the back. He has the first and still on his feet. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. That's the end of the period, and Kent State is out front. Man, that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the 2nd period and they try to find a way to answer. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Back to throw, it's Graves. Looking to the big tight end. Just a hair too much on it from this big-armed sophomore quarterback. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Keeps it on the bootleg. Finds his tight end. You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on 2nd down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, and I think people look at that negative sometimes, finding a quarterback that's a game manager. No, use your brain. Set up good situations.
Picked off inside the 20, and they snuff out the threat. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. UTSA takes over and the offense ready to hit the field. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the...
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
Another sack. This quarterback group, not this quarterback, this one, because you're already on quarterback number 2. Taking a lot of hits today. Got to keep these guys upright. Got to protect them. This offensive line has to do a better job.
The Roadrunners trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Finds his man. It's Albright. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And the Roadrunners decide to punt it away. Makes the signal, secures the fair catch, and they'll put it in play at the 37. Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. They'll leave it with him. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Scanning the field, it's Graves. Fires complete on the crosser. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. To the air on 1st down. Swings it out to his running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that Second down, he'll throw it. And the ball's out, and they're after it. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And the defense able to get pressure to the quarterback, and they've got everybody trying to swipe at the football, and the impact on the hit sometimes jars the ball loose. Great job with the pass rush, and a better job forcing a turnover.
UTSA will take over in the offense, ready to return to the field. They've fallen into this big hole, and they are pretty desperate for answers right now. Got the first down and more. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Inside the 30 at the 29, it's a first down. Wants to throw on first down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. Looking downfield on first down. He's got it on the move. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. Makes the grab. Touchdown, UT San Antonio. Haul that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
Well, this offense needed a touchdown. No doubt that that was the guy the QB was going to be looking for on that play.
PAT unit on the field. And after the extra point, they're now down 21-7. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the American. Buffalo needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there in Western New York behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. They're trailing by just 4 to USF. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Gets it out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 3. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. Back to throw, it's Graves. Looking to the big tight end. On target over the middle. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Handoff from the shotgun. Turning it on! Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. The Golden Flashes come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Not this time. After finding running room on the previous play, nowhere to go this time around as the defense rises up. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Grab near the sticks. It's Smith. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Trying to play a little field position with that high punt. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. From the gun, running back gets to give. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. The Roadrunners in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Back to pass. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. They'll try to get it through the air. Pulls it in. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41. Whistle blows. We are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. Gives it on the option. Spins away from the defense. Stop is made at the 44, but it's a 15-yard gain and a first down. And the Roadrunners are in the hurry-up. Looking to throw on first down. Firing to the right, complete. He's down to the 37-yard line, and that's where he goes out of bounds.
At the 37. Brings up second down.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Escapes trouble. Got rid of it just in time.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
The Roadrunners getting set on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Pulls it in. It's Cole. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. So they'll send out the field goal unit. And this will be a 41-yarder coming up from the right side. Nestled just inside that right upright. That cuts into the deficit. It's now 21-10.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Wants to throw. It's Graves. Fires to the big fella. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. I don't think he was the primary receiver on that play, David, but a very productive pickup on first down.
And these tight ends are so good at understanding zones and where to sit down.
Breaks into the open. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. The offense will quickly use a timeout. And the golden flashing. Just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Wants to go up top on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Miles.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Final seconds of the first half, and they'll try to put up 3. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. And now the lead is extended a little further. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
And it should come as no surprise that we have ourselves a fun matchup in Kent. And we'd be remiss if we didn't start this halftime report by giving props to this superstar tight end. He's been almost, you know what, check that. He has been unguardable with that unusual blend of speed, size, hands, and route running. He is a pick-your-poison kind of player. And just like that, let's send it back to the fellas at Dick's Stadium.
From inside the 10, here he comes. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. UTSA takes over in the offense, ready to hit the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Trying to escape and get it himself. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. And the Roadrunners are moving quickly down the field. To the air on first down. Using the quick game. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
By the receiver.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And that's a first down for the offense.
Wants to throw on first down. Got it set up on the outside. There he goes. Knocked down at the 24-yard line, but it's a big gain. 15 yards on the play, and this offense is in business.
And first down for the offense.
Looking downfield on first down. And wings it incomplete. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down.
And you didn't have a lot of panic in the first half, but, man, you're starting to get now in the second half, and this offense just has really, really struggled, underperformed. You know you're a better team, but this offense hasn't shown it. This team hasn't shown it. It's the third quarter. They got to get it going now.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. The Roadrunners are threatening in the red zone. Out of the shotgun on third down. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and that's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. And it slips just inside that right upright. Now a 2-possession game at 24-13.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
Set to kick this one away.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. Things have been clicking along nicely, Jesse, but they have to make sure they keep it up.
Yeah, they got to wake up. It seems like they've been a bit lackadaisical here the last few drives, maybe as we've seen this lead dwindle a little bit, David. So they need a bit of a spark here to get that mojo back.
Yeah, and you always have the adjustments, and then your opponent adjusts, and now they got to readjust now because this game's getting a little bit tighter than they liked.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. Dropping back, it's Graves. Makes the grab. Tackle is made at the 30-yard line, and it'll be 4th down. The Golden Flashes will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up the big return. And the offense heads out onto the field to get the drive started. Direct snap. He's in open space downfield. Got the first down and still on his feet. He's running free down the middle. Touchdown, Roadrunners. You thought they were done. They're not. They're back, baby. I think it's fair to say he didn't exactly have blazing speed on that one, but efficiently maneuvers his way into the end zone.
He had enough speed, Reese, to get into the end zone. That's what he had. That's all you need. You don't have to have the fastest 40 time in the world. Can you get in the end zone? Yes, he can.
They'll try to get the 2-point conversion here and make it a 3-point game. They'll go to the air. He will not get there. Brought down at the 1, and the 2-point try is no good.
That keeps the score. Kent State 24, UTSA.
Looking for blockers. And the returner will be dragged down. Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. And these guys come out feeling some game pressure. Things have tightened up, and they punted it last time they had it. Pressure's there, and he gets rid of it. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. From the gun, running back on the move. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. To the air, it's Graves. Had to throw it before he wanted.
This game just feels so different than it did in the first half. After that incompletion, now setting up 4th down, they only have a 1-possession lead. Things were looking so much better earlier in the game. They're going to have to get it together throwing the football if they want to win this game.
He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. And the offense back on the field, ready to dial up ball plays. They'll go to the ground. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Got a little work done on 1st down. Now back to the line. Trying play action. Throws to the wideout. Just a Baryshnikov-like move on the sideline to tap that toe and get the 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. He put it out there for him, and the senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Got it in the middle. It's Albright. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Roadrunners are marching down the field. Motion from the wide receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Gets open down the middle. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the 1st down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6.
1st and goal, UTSA.
Working that left side now. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? The run up the middle, looking for the score. Touchdown, UTSA! They look finished, but they're all the way back, and they have the lead.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back, knowing if they get down into this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
They're going to go for 2 here and try to extend that lead to a field goal. He's looking to throw. Makes the catch. The 2-point conversion is good. They made sure that good field position paid off, going 45 yards. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. And here's the return. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Looking to throw, it's Graves. Finds his man, it's Miles.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these 2 guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on game.
We've reached a break, and it's UTSA on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. They'll go back to work with a 1st down in the final period. Looking to throw on 1st down. Plucks it out of the air. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the 1st down. And the Golden Flashes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Keeps it on the draw. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking to fire. Throws to the tight end. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. UTSA will take over in the offense, ready to return to the field. They'll try the counter. Oh, he's got some space. Inside the 30. Smashes through the tackle. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave a little bit of everything on that one.
How about the explosive play by this offense? Man, it's so nice to have guys you can hand the football off and just watch him work. Watch him do the rest, the speed, making big plays, breaking tackles. Man, is it nice to have an offense with a playmaker like that.
And this offense not only has a chance to extend the lead on 1st and goal, but they can also drain the clock. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, UT San Antonio.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, while we have a moment, let's peek in on what's going on in a big one in the American. Buffalo needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there in Western New York behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback.
To the air, it's Graves. Fires to the tight end.
They're trailing by just 4 to USF. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this clash in the American you should know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Just a short pass to the tight end. They get him stopped and out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and the big play has this offense ready to mount a threat. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Snagged in the middle. It's Miles. He stopped at the 45 after picking up 10 yards and the 1st down. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Running back searching for a hole. Got enough for the 1st. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. They've got the big fellas out there. A 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. They go to the ground. Nose is ahead to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 1. 3rd and long from the 30-yard line in this defense, hoping to knock them out of field goal range. Here comes the heat. On target to the left. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Sets up the screen. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. The Golden Flashes didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. He's going for the goal line. And to the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Golden Flashes!
You just simply can't say enough about this guy and what he has meant to this offense. Big-time players make big plays in big games. He has shown up each and every week. That's his 15th rushing score on the season.
On to attempt the try. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score.
34, Kent State, 31.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. UTSA takes over in the offense, ready to hit the field. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Crosses the 30 to the 31 and a 6-yard pickup. The Roadrunners with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Quarterback keeps it. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Turning it on! Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. And the Roadrunners are moving quickly down the field. To the ground, he's got it again. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'll give it to the back. Hard running there. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
And that right there, probably the biggest play in this game so far. The offense has the lead, and they're just trying to run the football to run this clock out. But the defense able to knock it out, jump on it. Now all of a sudden, this game has a completely different feel.
Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had it. Much better field position this time around. Pressure in his face, and he lets it fly. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw, it's Graves. Quickly out to the tight end.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares, problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48. And the Golden Flashes come to the line with a new set of downs. Under fire. He'll get rid of it. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. So now it's 2nd and long. Just keep slinging it. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the left. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. To the air on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Miles. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. From the red zone, looking for a space. He's got it. Touchdown, Kent State. They move on top here in the 4th.
This is an offense that has so much confidence. They believe they're able to win the game when it matters the most. They've got the playmakers to do it. You saw it on that last touchdown. Now taking the lead with less than 2 minutes to go.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the 4th. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Coming out on first down with the play fake. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play. Back to pass on second down. Not able to hook up there. Incomplete. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. The clock is relentlessly working against them. Down 4. They'll go for it on fourth down. He wants a big play here late. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. They spun that wheel of fortune on fourth down and come up bankrupt. Trying to get the corner. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. They'll try the run. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone. They'll use a timeout here. You have to be certain at this point in the game. Looks like the offense will just take a knee. Defense takes a timeout with 30 seconds remaining. Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming. And the quarterback will just drop to a knee. Plenty of fireworks in this one. A lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
And it's amazing how much offense has just boomed in college football. So good. So many ways to hurt you. And you saw both of these offenses put on a show today, Jess.
Dave, we talked to both of these coaching staffs, and their defensive coordinators were losing sleep all week. They knew this was going to be a tough task ahead of them. So much speed, so much firepower on both of these offenses. And, man, we saw that here today.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.